Donovan, let's talk about those. An interception and a sack. The sack we might have expected. The interception might have been a little bit of a surprise. Was there one you preferred?
I prefer the sack, of course, because I like pass rushing. But, yeah, I prefer the sack. But coming off the interception, I knew my boys was behind me, just looking at the quarterback, reading the keys. I knew someone was behind me, you know what I mean? And he, if you do everything right all week, I feel like God will bless you. So that's what I feel like happened.
99% of the time, guys in your position, all we're looking for is you guys coming off the edge, trying to take the quarterback out. Being able to drop back out into coverage, though, and be disciplined enough to kind of know, like you said, who's around me, where am I on the field. Talk a little bit about how A.J. Howard coaches you guys to kind of, hey, I want you coming full tilt when I call for it, but when you drop out, you've got to really be dedicated to that part of the job.
Yes, sir. Coach A.J. Howard does a really good job on every day. We read our key. Every day in Indy, we read our keys. Every day we work on our drop backs. Every day we work on hands and pass rush. So, we just execute every day. Every week, and just piggybacking on Coach A.J. Howard, all we do is drop back. So, it just felt right. It felt really right.
I know you guys spent a lot of time talking about Fancher and the kind of quarterback he is, and he's one of those guys you want to get pressure on him, but it's a certain kind of pressure. You want to try to keep him contained if you can, and that's a really difficult thing. When it came those points in the game when he was able to kind of break containment and get to the outside, what was the focus? What were the things you guys talked about during the week?
Watch his hips. Don't watch his eyes. We knew he was a really good quarterback coming in the game, and he's kind of similar to Georgia State quarterback, Georgia State quarterback that we have coming up this week. We just knew, because I had to play coming off, I think it was a 3rd and long. I don't know. I had to play, and I was looking at his eyes. He come up to me and said, "Just look at his hips," and that's what I did, and I ended up, gathering the sack with Kevon Hegler.
Hey, Donovan. Can you explain what it feels like to get a sack, get a tackle for a loss, get an interception, whatever, and you have 30,000 people around you screaming around you, cheering?
I didn't know where I was at. I didn't know where I was. All I felt was Coach Matt and pick me up, and I just felt my team just coming to just, cheer me on. And I just heard all the fans behind me just, growl and roar, you know what I mean? And it just, and it really helps us out. And, and that's just really what it felt. It brought me more juice, you know what I mean?
What made such a difference in just the overall play of the defense tonight? And was the rivalry part of the impact of that?
Yes, sir. We came in, just like Jordan Favor said, we came in with so much juice just because we knew how much it meant to our players and Coach Clark and just, just for the other boys that play for on the stadium, at the Rock. And we came in with a lot of juice and a lot of, enthusiasm just to, cut them up. We wanted to give hell all game. We wanted to dominate all game. You know what I mean? We dominated the first half. We come in and dominate the second half, and the boys couldn't, mess. But, yeah, we came in with a lot of juice,
Just one for me, and then we'll let you go. I don't know if you played some offense in high school or whatnot, but do you have good hands? Is that something that we should expect from you?
Yes, sir. All of our outside linebackers have really good hands, sir. And, yeah, I played a little tighter in high school. So, yes, sir. All right, appreciate you guys.
Jordan, I think everybody in that defensive room would note you as being a big playmaker, and certainly that was the case tonight. Talk a little bit about, kind of your maturation as a player of balancing being the playmaker, but also, sometimes you can't make the play until you do the simple stuff right up front. What's been kind of your learning curve in figuring all that out?
One conversation I had with Coach Sloan was not being a home run player. So what that means is you can't have a big play and then have bad plays throughout the game. You have to be consistent and you have to uplift others. So my biggest thing is when somebody makes a play, we all get together, we all bring energy. And my biggest takeaway from making plays and being there for others is just to it's just like it just brings energy to the field, and that's just my biggest emphasis on it.
You guys have hung together as a secondary. It hadn't been easy every week. There have been some big plays given up. You really pretty well locked it down tonight, kept those guys in front of you. And Fancher's a tough quarterback because he gets on the move, and that's when big plays start happening. What were some of the things you guys talked about when Fancher breaks the pocket, don't lose your discipline? How did you guys stay on top of him tonight?
That was one of the we pointed that out the most. That was one of our highest keys. When he breaks the pocket, because he's really elusive. You can see on that big run he made. Just stay attached to your guy because after all, our defensive ends and our D-line aren't slow, so they're pretty fast. So eventually they'll get to him and he'll throw the ball up. So we just have to stay to our keys, stay to our guys, and stay attached.
You're busy on the back end when you're on the field, but obviously the guys up front got some pressure tonight. A couple of sacks. I think they had a half a dozen quarterback hurries. What does it do for you guys when the defense up front is able to disrupt the quarterback's set up there?
When the D-line and the outside linebackers can get a good pass rush, it helps us out a lot. It helps us tremendously, as you could see tonight. And it puts pressure on the quarterback to make him throw up 50-50 balls, and that's what we excelled at tonight. And he threw a lot of pressured balls, led to a lot of interceptions.
Hey, Jordan. Last week we talked about you had a just in the moment last game, your personal turnaround where you had the penalty against, and then you had the big fourth down play. Are you carrying any momentum into this? Was this just something that you decided I'm going to take on this role as this defensive leader in the secondary, or is it just you saw the right play at the right time?
If I live my whole life drained off bad plays, that's going to bring me down as a player. So the best thing is to reset, actually like our shirt says, and to just live on to the next down. And that's the biggest thing for all football players and even in life, because you'll eventually hit a stepstone in life. And my biggest thing is to overcome bad natural disasters.
That's great. Last thing I would see is just what did you see on your interceptions? Were you reading the quarterback's eyes or just right place, right time?
Actually, we was in a cover 8, a drop 8 concept, and the quarterback broke contain of our D lineman, and there was a lot of bodies in front of me. So I attached myself to the bodies, and he threw the ball up, and I had to attack ball, get ball, go. Mm-hmm. Appreciate it.
Jordan, how much was the rivalry emphasized this week as you guys were preparing for this game?
Coach Clark emphasized it all week. Like he mentioned how they used to brawl back in the day, how heated it was. Actually, they said that was like more of a rivalry than Georgia Southern at one point. Yes, so. Yeah, this game meant a lot to Coach Clark and a lot of our players' dads, because a lot of our players' dad played for the App State team too. So we came to this game with a lot of juice and a lot of hunger to beat this team.
What do you think made the biggest difference with the way that the defense came out and made a statement tonight?
I feel like towards the beginning of the season, it was always about being perfect and doing everybody's job instead of not having as much fun. So throughout the season, we learned that the more fun we have, the better we play, and it brings more energy to the team. And yeah, that's the biggest impact. We play more loose, more fun, like Coach Clark mentioned earlier in his interview. And yeah, that's the biggest impact.